Life talk show with Elma. We're missing somebody, Larry. Who are we missing? Oh, okay. Let's see. I know you're not talking about Kimberly, right?
No, I ain't talking about Kim. I'm with Kim. Kim ain't on the team no more.
Oh, she ain't on the team. What happened to Kim?
Well, your attitude, behavior issues.
Well, y'all
we just can't accept
this
anything.
Is Larry's show tonight, so I have to do what Larry said do, okay? All right, but I think she just made it here, Larry.
Okay,
so,
late.
Well, you can tell her, okay? Where is Kimberly? Kimberly just got off the airplane. She just got off our jet. I don't know if Otis picked her up or what. Did Otis left you again, Kimberly?
Yeah, he should have. I don't fool with
Hey, Kimberly! Welcome, Kimberly! I know we're going to be in for a good show tonight. No, you know Kim always sit there. This is
I forgot she bring up the end. She bring up the real.
You know he don't come on the show but twice, Kimberly.
Twice.
Hey, but I will start coming to church with you.
Elizabeth. Here I come, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, here I come. Did y'all hear Larry say he gonna start coming to church?
And we'll join Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Look.
We got it.
I don't talk, I act.
Okay, we gonna see it.
It's
Mama
recorded.
always said action
recorded.
speaks louder than words.
I don't do, I act.
Okay, we got it on live, y'all.
It's
live
Okay.
tonight.
I had some other stuff on live.
I'm still gonna say a little bit, here I come, but I ain't ready to come right now. All right, but we have a good show tonight for you all. But before we
we're gonna
start
shine it up.
with Talk Business with Larry, we got to ask Kimberly, do you have any complaints on Otis?
When
Nope.
is there
Otis,
never
she's
not a
like
time
that.
to talk about Otis? What I need Otis to do is give me some hangers in the bathroom, so when I come to change, I can hang my clothes up instead of knocking on the door telling me it's time to take.
Your assistant don't have
Otis is my assistant. Knocking on the door telling me, "Come on."
Oh, he told you that? He did you like that?
Yes.
Otis knocked on your dressing room door?
He sure did. I'm trying to figure out why he didn't put no hangers in there for me to hang up my clothes.
What kind of food you want?
Get on out of here.
What kind of catered food you want?
I need him to be a good assistant. I need
She
him to
been
give me
trying
some
to find you,
hangers
Otis.
and give me some music in
Otis,
the bathroom.
What do you have
and
to
something
say,
to drink.
Otis?
He didn't give me nothing to drink.
Look, Otis said he
I don't
doesn't
ask for
have
nothing.
anything to say.
I don't ask for nothing. I don't get nothing.
Oh, Lord. I am glad this is the Talk of Business show tonight with Larry. But before we get started, we always have to have our scripture because I guarantee you we going to need it tonight.
We gonna need some
Otis,
scripture.
please give Kimberly some good scripture music. Please.
He always
is
go
that
all the
okay?
way back. I send him music and he always choose what he wants.
Oh, she said she sent you music. You choose what you want. All right. To start our show, we always have Philippians 1:6 that says, finish what you start. And on this show, we always try to finish what we start. And 2025 is a good time for you to start something new. Enjoy life with Philippians 1:6. And this next one that she's going to do, it says, you just can't beat the person who never gives up. And we don't give up on this show because we always bring in good inspiration and good people to come on this show that will inspire you and help you to not want to ever give up. Oh, Kimberly, I like the way you do that thing, girl. You do it. Give it up for Kimberly. Woo! All right. So, Larry.
Yes, ma'am.
How you been doing, Larry?
I am fantastic.
We
Running
know that,
streets.
Larry. We know you're fantastic. That's the reason why you're a
That-
part of
this
us.
woman didn't say that the second time. but first
Who?
time, they go,
He said a woman didn't say
no,
that.
not the second time. But the
Oh,
first time.
the second time. Well, on this show, you get it third, fourth, and fifth.
Hey, I'm going to keep on trying.
All right, then. Keep on trying, baby. That's what you're supposed to
Practice
do.
makes perfect.
There you go. And keep on practicing, even after you're
I'm
perfect.
going to do that.
I just want to know, is my mic on, Otis? Because you gave me the one without the green, so I can't trust you.
Is mine
on.
on?
Yeah, yours on
Okay.
too.
See, Otis will cut
Now,
my.
Otis gonna-
Otis not gonna mess with you.
Otis will cut hers off to drown out the background noise.
Otis, don't laugh, Otis. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Because he only here twice a month.
But you know, that's because Larry is here. Larry making him act up.
No, it ain't
he
me.
got somebody on his side.
It's the personal issues she's dealing with, behavioral issues. All that. You like this person?
Well, what complaints do you have?
You know,
it's like loving a bad child. You know they bad, but they're yours.
Okay, you know they bad,
but they're yours. And that's how I am with Kim.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, be quiet. My mama watching.
I call Houston all from out of town. I'm going to call you from out of town and talk driving lost.
And got lost.
I was lost the whole time. I think I was lost. I was fooling with her on the phone.
Well, you know that's what happened.
I don't do it no more. When I go to Houston now, I don't call Kim no more.
Oh, Lord.
I stay lost. It took me 2 hours to get to the bank.
Oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus. I told y'all we was in a treat for tonight because we are going to do talk business. I don't know what kind of talk we're going to have tonight, but we do have a special guest tonight. And I'm going to allow Larry to go ahead and do his thing tonight with Talk Business with Larry. Give it up for Larry.
Oh, man. I just want to start off a few months into the new year. Thanking Miss Elma, thanking Kim.
Oh, you always welcome.
Because when I came on the show, we really, really hit it off, and they wanted me to come back again, and wanted me on there every day.
Why did you come on the show?
I was at Blank Space, and a friend of mine said, "Oh, look at that attractive woman," and I was like, "Which one?"
No, he did. He said,
he kept saying, "That's the attractive woman." I was looking. I was looking, and finally he pointed out Kimberly. I said, "Oh, okay." I said, "Okay." And Kimberly is a strikingly good-looking young lady. I thought she was Herman the Monster because she had on some shoes. That's taller than me. I don't like women taller than me. And so she was about way up here, and. She had nice, stylish, my kind of lady, and we started talking about the show, and we kind of connected, and
they know you was on the show.
I was on the show, and I was blessed. I was blessed. No, seriously, I've been on the show ever since.
They hit it off
because I felt that I can use my platform, to showcase other businesses.
That's right.
I've been there, done that. You know, and. I'm not nothing special. If I can do it, they can do it.
Yes, so, that's good, Larry. That's good.
First of all, I want to talk about a young man from the Fort Worth community. We call him Southside's finest.
Southside finest. All right, man. Southside.
And you hearing different rap songs and whatever about getting out the mud. He got out the streets.
Oh, really?
Yes, he got out the streets, and I'll let him elaborate more on that. One thing I noticed about Mr. L.A. Warren, I say it's not a crime to be small, but it ought to be a crime to think small.
Okay.
And we, in our culture, because we were regulated to certain industries, like, I got a cleaning business. That's all I do is clean toilets. And people frown on that until I start making millions of dollars.
I bet you make those toilets shine, don't you?
You can look at our toilets.
All right. Make sure y'all get Larry business.
I went to the Range Rover dealership on University. I let my crew do a practical, which is a practice test on the restroom, and I licked the toilet.
Oh, wow.
And that's how much faith I got in my company.
I know that's right. You lick the toilet.
Now, really, your toilet is probably cleaner than your refrigerator.
That's what I heard.
So it's just all of that. But back to Mr. Warren. Mr. Warren, he gravitated to an area that most people might overlook and kind of unseen. Because janitorial companies are unseen and overlooked. And years ago, he started dibbling and dabbling in shoe care.
Okay.
And when I had a professional background, going to corporate America every day, you got to get your shoes shine and whatever. And he did it with excellence. Mm-hmm. Not unless you're real particular about your clothing. You know, if I walk on a man and I see some old scuffed up shoes, I know he ain't about nothing.
Oh, what?
He ain't about nothing. You can have on a $200 suit and you got some
your shoes dirty.
You're not gonna see you ain't gonna see no scuffs or marks and shoes not shining on a well-dressed man. It's not gonna happen because it's about a whole of you. And I watched LA, go get it. Been on University, different car washes. I kind of follow him on Facebook. We've been knowing each other since our early teen years. Yes. I've watched LA go take business classes at TCU, entrepreneur programs with Frost Bank, and anybody else in Fort Worth. So without further ado, LA won.
All right. Woo!
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All righty.
How's everyone?
How you doing?
Small.
How you doing?
You sit right here.
And you can have your seat right there. All right.
We're gonna have a good time today because see, most people play with business. I don't play with this because if I don't make no money, I don't eat. I got this whole head I want to eat and everything. So and you can take something really, if you read a lot like I do, there's some people that have taken the simplest things and become very, very successful.
Yeah.
The simplest things.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I talked when I first invited LA on, I saw something, I don't know where, on social media with Frost Bank, and he had mentioned to me that he's going down to Houston this week, to the rodeo in Houston to service Frost Bank. So LA man, he knows me by my nickname. So
What's your nickname?
We call it Blink.
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 It's a long story.
I can understand.
It's a long story.
He can't blink.
No, it's a long story. I'm gonna get it tattooed on my arm, finally. Yeah, but yeah.
Okay, Blink.
Against the church rule, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Not
But
the church
LA, man,
rule.
tell us about, man, what gravitated you. Man, you've always been in business. Okay? Different phases. And you've always had an entrepreneurial spirit.
Right.
Sometimes we don't apply it right in our culture, but this is what I learned a long time ago. Right or wrong. I watched the interview when the DEA said this drug dealer in Dallas was gonna be a multi-millionaire no matter what he did.
Oh, wow.
I won't say the man's name.
Okay.
And they said because he was just an entrepreneur.
Okay.
You see, entrepreneurs, they see the invisible, do the impossible. We see it in our head. Am I right? You saw the shoe shine business. Didn't nobody else see it? Because you know what? If you would have told them, what were they gonna do? They were gonna laugh at you. They were gonna talk to you. Well, our family will talk us out of our dreams. Because my friends, they laughed at me like I was crazy. Now, LA a hustler, polo down, head to toe. They ain't want to sign shoes. That's kind of backwards in their thinking. But now what God put on your heart. So LA, tell us about how you got started, the peaks and valleys, and where you see yourself going.
Well, first of all, if I could just say very candidly, it is a blessing to be here. It hasn't been an easy pavement, but like I say, you know how we tend to see the shine, but don't necessarily see the struggle.
Oh,
You know,
right.
and I've always been one of those representatives and expressing myself, keeping the shine out there, you know, and letting the struggle have the back end of it. But man, it was years ago. I'll never forget. I went downtown, Larry's shoe store, got my first pair of foot joys with the tassel.
Wow.
Went back to the south side on the corner of Myrtle and Evans. There was a young man, a Muslim old man, came to the door. I always had his shoe shine stand inside of his living room. He always had his kufi on, a little muscle shirt, some khakis, and some hot shoes. I'll never forget what he told me. He said, watch exactly what I do, because one day you might have to emulate me, you know.
And let me ask you a question. Now, the LA at that time ain't signing nobody else's shoes. Not even his own, probably.
Well, I
Because
mean,
growth hadn't taken place then. Growth hadn't started.
you know, I was about 18.
Okay.
You know,
When you started it, you was
No,
like
I was 18 when
Oh,
I
you-
bought my first $125 pair of shoes.
Oh, you was 18.
Yeah, then.
Wow.
But I was a very ambitious young man. It was nothing that you could dare me to do back then. I went to Catholic school, kindergarten through 8th grade. I was picked on kindergarten through 8th grade. I grew everyone pretty much in my neighborhood.
Wow.
And the battle and the struggles have been real. But if I could just kind of recircle, because we all have our little stories and things.
Yeah,
and,
tell
and we
it,
have
tell
our
it.
little trauma, our little triumphs and things. But man, first of all, I like to give thanks to the community of Mount Olive Missionary Baptist Church.
All right, shout out. Yeah.
Yeah, Reverend Glenn, First Lady Glenn,
Oh, yeah.
and all those angelic members of that congregation have been very supportive.
That's
I
awesome.
can't tell you how instrumental just thanks to their prayers, you know,
yes,
their support.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Reverend Glenn is always giving testimony that, you know, you don't have to wait on your assignment within a ministry. Sometimes you just have to delegate and offer some of your quality time.
I like
So
that.
during Sunday mornings, I just decided that I was going to make it my business to make sure that the congregation members and the visitors would have a pathway and their safety wouldn't be interrupted in just crossing the street.
Mhm.
So that's my assignment that I had taken on within the administration.
Wow.
And it was
That's
a very,
good.
and it's a very unique thing because in business is all about making connections and creating relationships. You cannot have the mindset that I don't mess with you. I don't fool with him. I
Right,
don't
come
fool.
on.
How you gonna be in business if you don't
yeah.
fool with him? You don't fool with her,
Yeah.
but you in the market and yourself is a brand.
Yes,
You know.
Wow,
yes.
that's good.
So in essence of it, you know, I can sit here and say that my life literally changed. I was at Arthur Douglas's car wash on Riverside. And Arthur had passed, and Eddie, who had did 30-some years in the bed, had took on this responsibility. And the workers in that area considered that it's a little broken area. The guys would wash a car and they would be gone. 5 minutes later, after they washed the car, there was no one to wash the second car. So I was there. I said, well, man, let me help you out. And I got a phone call. In the process of washing the car, I get a phone call. Well, the phone call that I had gotten, lo and behold, I didn't know who the caller was. But the caller was Dan Lynch and Heidi Rose. Dan Lynch is the former offensive lineman for John Elway and the Denver Broncos.
Wow. Whoa.
Yeah.
And he called you.
He called me. They had been riding for 2 hours trying to find someone to shine their son's shoes
Oh, wow.
who attended TCU Neely School of Business.
Yeah.
Prior to that, and things just don't happen by no
No,
coincidence.
they don't.
Mm-mm.
I swear, not 24 hours
Mm-hmm.
of me meeting them. I mean, he got out right there at the Cozy, walked from the store to the car wash,
Mm-hmm.
bought me the shoes, went back and got Heidi in the car, and they drove back over to the car wash. And he said, yeah, man, the shoes are for my son. He goes to college here. And I say, would he happen to be going to TCU? He said, yes. I said, well, lo and behold, I just submitted my name and business for the TCU Neely School of Business for a program that they're offering, entrepreneurship they had offered. And I'm waiting to see if my name is going to be selected. And man, lo and behold, my name was selected.
Wow.
I'm on campus with Cedric James, the former offensive receiver for the New England Patriots, who had sustained a neck injury.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's the professor in Lab 101 up in TCU. A young lady, a member of my church who I sold a car to, because I'm an old car salesman as well. I worked for Clay Cooley for about 6 years as a car salesman.
Mm-hmm.
And I never forget Clay telling me, say, LA, you got the first half of the war down, but the second half is going to give you the test. And what he was saying was my presentation, what the customer sees from the beginning. Everything is meet and greet. The first step to the sale is meet and greet.
Yes, 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 yes.
The first step
Meet
to
and
our
greet.
existence is meet and greet.
Yes.
How are we going to skip those simple formalities and just walking through the door and not saying hello
Thank
to
you.
a common stranger?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we miss our blessings, you know. Yeah, but man, the thing is that I've always been in sales, I believe. You know, and a guy myself, I was told very seldom comes along, you know. And I've had the opportunity to speak with the Boy Scouts of America through my church. I've had such an impact and influence on my community. And I know I might never get credit for it, but I know within my heart that the things that the community is doing towards striving towards entrepreneurship, starting a business, those that have been watching me from day one, because I walked away from the car business in 2021. I had made $65,000 that year. And But God just kept pulling at my spirit about this shoe shine.
That's good.
He just kept pulling at my spirit night in, night out. My mind is running with ideas and thoughts about how I'm going to make this business become
Let me tell you
successful.
something. I speak to colleges. I've spoken abroad. I tell anybody this.
That's
When
awesome.
your purpose and passion come together, it won't let you go.
Mm-mm.
It won't leave you alone.
It won't.
It won't. It won't. God will give you this vision and dream, and it'll bite
Yeah.
you. You'll run from it. And because I hate the cleaning business. I hate the cleaning business. It won't have no parts of it. And I said, maybe I can make this work. So I go back to what I thought I hated. So somebody asked me a couple of months ago, do you like the cleaning business? You've been doing it 20, 25 years. I said, I don't know if I like it.
But you do it.
But I never had a chance to think about it liking something. God put this in me.
To do it.
I was the sorriest worker out of my entire family. But he put this in me. And when he put it in you and give it to you, it's yours. And you can't shake it.
That's
And
true.
like I sent you the thing today, Miss Elma. And I said this to you, LA. When it's your time to win, you're going to win. Because me, you, nobody else is going to decide your season. God decides your season.
That's right.
He gonna give it to
Larry.
you. When it's time for you to become a millionaire, you become a millionaire. When
God
it's
is
time for you to
saying.
get 10 people, 20 families, and be in 6 different cities, it's going to happen. You ain't going to have enough money. You're going to have enough training. You're going to have enough nothing. And he's still going to go to it because he don't get it to you and don't give you the provision.
Wow.
I'm going to give you an example. I ain't never had enough money.
But you got
2 months ago, I'm trying to pass together money to make my 3rd trip to Houston that week. I ain't never been on a budget.
And it's funny that you say that.
But God will give it to you.
Yes, he
Wait a
will.
minute, LA, though, you gotta finish the other part. You was getting in deep before he interrupted you.
Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
you gotta tell us that
You can
part
hit that
again.
red button if you like.
Oh,
Yeah, but go ahead, man. I
But
just
the
wanted to tell you
thing
that.
okay, so you stayed into the car business
Yes.
and left the car business and started your own business.
Everybody thought I was insane.
Uh-huh.
They
They
thought
couldn't see
I
what you saw.
was
They couldn't see the
insane.
vision God gave you.
They thought I was insane.
To leave the car business. Now,
I
when did you start your when did you left the car business in 2021?
I left the car business in 2021, but when I went into the car business, I was shining shoes. I was shining my team member shoes. I was letting them know that, hey,
wait
man.
a minute, hold it. Who started you in shining shoes? Don't nobody shine shoes no more?
It was one of the first businesses that I created upon my release after my 3rd bid of incarceration.
Okay. You've been there 3 times.
I've been incarcerated 3 different times.
Okay.
I'm 59 years old.
Okay.
I'll be 60 in September.
Okay.
Of my 60 years, I think 20 combined have been incarcerated.
Okay.
I've read anything. I've read just
don't
about
look like
everything from Shakespeare to Socrates to Plato to the dictionary. I was very fond.
Very
I
smart
became a
young
very
guy.
avid reader over the years of my incarceration, and I thought about this last night because I couldn't sleep. I was housed on Cofield, and CO had put his hands on me, and I tried to throw him from 4-row to 3-row.
Wow.
As a result of it, he held on to his life, for his dear life, on those rails. I was one of those guys that my temperament would go from 0 to 100 when I feel like I'm being violated.
Okay.
You know,
I hear you.
My mom had always said you was a rebel. You was a rebel from birth. Fascinated with his looks, but God had something in store for me. If I could just be truthful, well, I got this
we want you to
opportunity.
be true. This talk of life.
No, this is talk of life.
Yes, it's talk of life.
I am one of those young men had made a very early decision, very early on, that I was going to take some steps. I wasn't going to do it the common way that people found success.
Okay.
I wasn't going to go to college.
All right.
I wasn't going to do all those things and place all those accolades.
You trying to
on-
take some shortcuts.
Yeah, I was going to take those shortcuts.
Shortcut.
Yeah. Well, I took those shortcuts. Man, God set me down, and I said that during my days of incarceration, I wasn't going to spend it all self-gratifying myself. I was going to read. I was going to educate myself, and
is so
that
good.
process started. And I knew I had a very unique ability when they did the little comprehensive IQ test. And my aptitude thing was like real high, like 110. My analytical reasoning was like 110. They were just real high scores. So I knew I had a great ability to read a book, but the book that really turned my life around was Elvis Cleaver, Soul on Ice. I couldn't get past the preface because he had such a unique way of expressing himself diction-wise. So I had the dictionary in one hand and his book in the other, you know, because he had a very unique way of writing. So that what inspired me to read the dictionary, as in Malcolm, as in also our other Caribbean brother, because he worked with like Marcus Garvey worked with like 3 words a day, you know, and I used to challenge myself, and because I spent like after I had that little ordeal with that officer in Cofield, I spent like 6 in seg, you know, in segregation, you know, so I utilized that time, you know, to, you know, just kind of, you know, I had already made the personal amends. I had practiced Islam. I realized my knees weren't gonna make it. I realized my knees weren't gonna make it, and so I just came on back to my roots of baptism. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So, and you know, it was some lot. You know, like I said, I had a chance to read that, and it was another verse that stuck with me. Man can have nothing but what he strive for, and the fruit of his striving will soon come in sight. You know, so when I went into the car business, I had just bought my, I had been in my car for about 2 days. I just purchased it from Frank Kent. I had been working on my credit. My credit score was like 692. My friends and family were laughing at me when I came home because I used to go up to that little McDonald's on Berry and 35 with my computer and tap into their Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And I'd be up in there in my pajamas and house coat and drinking coffee and doing my thing. So what I did, I learned how to go in, get in touch with all the creditors, got all those old bills and things. I just took care of them, resolved them. So I got a job opportunity. Started out as a courier for Cobblestone Shoe Hospital. Cobblestone Shoe Hospital has been around for a long time. The daddy of the store, the daddy purchased it down in Houston, maybe over 100 years ago. It was 3 brothers and I think maybe a sister. And the oldest brother worked the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So there was like 3 or 4 stores here. And I got an opportunity. He was the only one of the brothers that would allow me on Cambui to put my stand inside his store. And he did not tax me. There was no rent. There was no, hey, LA, anything that comes through the door is mine. It was none of that. He gave me my first opportunity.
That was neat.
That opportunity led to me being a courier. Weeks later, the brother, he passed. The other brother decided that I had such a great ability in sales that he asked me to come down to Austin. He set me up in the store for the first time.
Was this the Shoe Shine store?
The Shoe Shine store.
Okay, in Austin.
In Austin.
Okay.
I had to go do my little interview down there. And everything was great in the capital. Everything went great. They sent a secret shop in. They saw how courteous and how everything was. Everything was just smooth.
Wow.
You know, so I never forget, I still then was still glued. Even though I was making $4,500 a month for this company, bro, I was still committed to running and operating my boot and shoe shine business.
Okay, so you was doing the boot and shoe shine business.
And selling cars too.
And still selling cars too?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wow.
Yes, ma'am. That was because, you know, the car business has its up and downs.
Yeah.
You know, the low you can make selling the car is like $150. I mean, back then you had a guy named Clyde that still goes around and spray shines for about $10. But look, the average salary for a shoe shine guy, the low is $32,000 between here and New York. You know, so up in New York, Manhattan, and up in those, it's like $25 to $50 for a shine. So, you know, the guys at the stockyard are still stuck on that $5, $10, $15 thing. But like I tell them,
but
guys,
good pair of boots today, $40, $50?
$45. Smith
to
and
get a
Wesson.
shoe shine for a pair of boots.
Good pair of boot shine is
How long
$45.
does the shine last?
Just like your skin. It is Miss Emma, right?
Elma.
Elma. If you shower right now and don't put no baby oil, don't put no petroleum jelly on your skin, what's gonna happen? It's gonna lighten up in color.
Right.
It's gonna ash
Ash
up.
up.
Say, let me tell you something. That cowhide is the same
Wait.
as your
Kim's
skin.
a little different.
Same as your skin.
Kim's will ash up.
Yeah, same as your skin. So the first thing I tell all my customers, and I don't know why the manufacturers that sell the boots like Lucchese, ML Ladies, Ariat, don't tell the customers that, hey man, that leather has oil in it just like your skin. It has to be replenished. So the first, and then you think about from the time that leather's been manufactured, fabricated, customized into some boots, the oil is steady replenishing out that leather. That's why they're hard and callous the first few days and wearing them.
You ought to quit, Larry.
Hard and callous. Some people think because they wear them and their feet sweat, that's breaking them in. That's not what the boot needs.
Okay.
That's
it
not
needs
what
a
the shoe
shine.
needs. The shoe needs saddle soap, leather balm, fat liquor.
Question. I don't have any pair of shoes. You
I
know,
wish you
and
could've
because I
brought
don't
something
really
to shine
wear so
my
many
boots
tennis now,
tonight.
what's the proper care of a shoe? Like me, I wear suede shoes year round. I'm sorry, I do me.
No socks.
No socks. Very
He
simple
said
socks.
no socks.
But
We've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
Long before Miami Vice.
yeah.
Miami Vice.
But
All
one thing
right.
about it is the proper care of a business shoe. How many times are you shoe trees? How many times are you supposed to wear them and all that?
Well, I mean, with your shoe trees, the cedar shoe trees are imperative because it keeps the moisture trapped.
Okay.
Wait a minute. What is shoe tree?
Shoe
Y'all know
tree
we
is
don't know all
a
this
little
here
apparatus
terminology.
you put in the shoe and it keeps it stretched out.
It
It's
keeps
the-
those little, like those wrinkles that you see that kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
customizing from wearing your shoe when you walk and then
take your
things
shoe off
like
and put it down.
More expensive shoes.
Okay.
Keep your true shoes right. Because I remember saving up my money about a really pair of shoes in the 80s. I still wear them.
Because you put the
A
thing.
Shoe trees.
pair of crocodile pumps. I still wear them today. I bought them
can
in the
refurbish.
80s.
You can still refurbish the soles and heels on a pair of boots and shoes. It's expensive, but it's worth the process. You know, I have a 6-day turnaround when it comes to refurbishing shoes and boots. I work exclusively with local cobblers through my relationships and through my connections. I mean, because I've been at this since '09. You know, and what I've learned about some of the bigger corporations that are LLC, they look 60% of the small businesses that make up our businesses, 60% are uneducated people. Working on
believe
passion,
Yep.
working on
believe that.
You
skills.
got skill
Yeah.
set.
I mean,
they
these
gonna
are the things that
work
are
at it, too.
imperative.
Yeah.
These are the things that are imperative. Like all these years I've been operating as a DBA because there's not a lot of risk and there's not a lot of
$27
liability
yeah.
Right.
or overhead for running and operating this business. You know, however, there's a market for it. You know, like I'm scheduled to go to the stockyard. Now, actually, I'm scheduled to go to Frost Bank 4 times this month.
The one in Houston? Whether
I'm going to Houston 3 times for Frost at 3 different Frost Bank locations and 1 in Austin.
So you set up your shoe shine in the bank?
I have mobile chairs, custom chairs, high-end chairs that will roll right here in this facility and create an atmosphere for myself to turn a dollar.
Wow. So then you can roll it into here in this place.
Yes, ma'am.
And then we sit down.
Yes, ma'am.
And you can do my shoes.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
my boots.
Yes, ma'am.
How long does it take you to do it?
If the boots and shoes aren't too soiled, 20, 30. Miss Scott. Excuse me, God.
You can see he's a very businessman.
question.
Yeah.
LA.
Okay, so it takes me. Okay, so just looking at my boots right here, these are just regular
I know what they
JC
are.
Penney boots.
I know what they is.
Okay, so what?
I could be done with those in about 20 to 25 minutes.
Really?
From
What
the
about
tip-
all my little
from the tip to
scratches
the
on
toe,
here? Look at all my little
I
scratches.
understand that.
You can do that too.
Yes, ma'am. They have a thing
wow.
called spot remover. That saddle soap opens up the pores. The spot remover comes back behind it and removes like those little paint transfers and scuffs, and then the leather balm you incorporate the leather balm and the lanolin back into it, and that what makes it more supple and brings back the shine. Because that, like I say, I mean,
Hey,
you can go out in the
I'm
desert
going back,
yourself.
man. I
That's
remember a
awesome.
period of time, it was in the early 2000s. One of y'all two, you, Clarence, and Baker were all up there on university, and I used to bring a bag of shoes. No, seriously, I'm not a good. You have to know what you do. I'm not a good shoe shiner. I put the polish on there and forget about it, and then try to spit shine it and it don't look good. But I remember y'all being back over there.
You said spit shine.
Because keep in mind, I've been at University Car Wash. I've been at Southside Bank. I've been in both Omnis, Dallas and Fort Worth, the High Regency, the Worthington. I've been as far as Cransfield Gap, Austin. Now I'm on my way to Houston. Like I said, listen, and I keep telling everyone,
this is neat.
The pioneers of old put grandchildren and great-grandchildren through college.
Doing this stuff.
Doing the exact thing that I'm doing. And it was at a lot less, you know, and I think about that, I think about their triumphs, their struggles, the things that they had to do and endure, how things were during those times. And I sit back and I look at some of I look at our community now and how they look at me and look and say, man, this is all you do every day? Yes, 7 days a week, 11 to 11.
But see, the thing that in our community that we don't, outside people don't understand is when God gave it to you, he gave it to you. He didn't give you my vision.
Right. Everybody can't do that.
See, your vision is for your eyes only.
And that's what I come to understand. And that's what I come to understand.
Yeah.
And see, my bank account is empty. And when we talk about the alms that we receive through God's grace and mercy, when I look like you were saying that I didn't know where I was going to get the money to go to Houston and finance this trip. Well, I come to understand that God has a treasury.
All right.
Every culture on this planet believe this except for us. There's an ocean opportunity for us to have. And they bring tanker trucks, the Jews, the Chinese, the Eastern, and we go to it with a thimble. You know why? We don't believe. You talk to me about my face. We don't believe.
Why we have the talk of life talk show, so people can hear what LA is saying about this, because I haven't heard of shoe shining since back in the day with Lucy and all them.
At this level.
Yeah, what you doing?
He had another level. He's on another level.
And then that's what the customers have come to understand.
Yes.
They compare my shine to an airport shine, and they immediately see the difference.
Okay, go why? The airport there in Harry,
and I'm not saying that it's not a lack of professionalism.
Right.
I just know that simply since everything has changed, like a lot of guys aren't wearing the leather shoes, the leather sole shoes. Now they're going to the more of a Kohan, you know, with the soft rubber soles because comfortability is important to them. So you don't see, it's not a great demand. You hardly ever see a lot of guys in the airports now, especially DFW. You know, people are traveling to Las Vegas to get a boot shine, bro.
Wow. Do you advertise a lot?
Well, social media, that's another thing. I didn't get a chance to share with you. Dan Lynch, wife Heidi Rose, she has to be a marketing executive of some sort. You know, I don't know what her job description is, but I just know that when I first saw her and I told her immediately right there in front of Dan, I see what Dan fell in love with when he met me. You know, I see it. That woman that day made it possible for me to have, if you go right now to your phones and look up LA's Boot and Shoe Shine, I am the only boot and shoe shine company in Fort Worth, Dallas, Arlington has a 5.0 Google rating.
All right. I like that. That's awesome.
That is huge.
Is it a lot of boot shine people in this market?
Man, listen,
Just,
man, we are in Texas. If you don't have a pair of boots in Fort Worth,
Thank
Texas,
you.
something is
Oh,
wrong.
you right.
This is the last stop doing the gold exchange and cattle that they
Came
made
forward.
before
Yeah.
they went to Kansas.
Yeah.
They had to stop right there at the stockyards and get all their beans, their flour, their everything, get their leather goods and everything that they needed repaired right here in Fort Worth, Texas.
Wow.
Kennedy himself,
Wow.
President Kennedy himself slept and ate here. My grandfather, Willie Washington, Star Telegram, fed him his last meal. He was the event coordinator for what we know as the Texas Hotel. My brother, Rob Lee, and Ivory Walker worked side by side my grandfather at 11 and 12 years old at that hotel. You know. Now, when it comes to the history of Fort Worth, I mean, you just got to know your people.
Yeah.
You know,
Roger Hughes and all them. Yeah.
I mean, when we talk about Cadillacs, I mean, Roger Hughes was one of the first African-American business owners because Frank Kent, Cadillac would not sell nothing but to white businessmen.
I can see
So,
that.
with that said, there were 4 people that he sold, that he personally delivered those vehicles to. And that would be Miss Lily, John Lilly of the barbecue,
Yeah, John Lennon.
Roger Hughes of Roger Hughes Barbecue, and Dorsey Adams, the Bills bomber.
Wow.
He hand delivered those cars personally for him. My brother was a porter for Frank when he before he went on to Vietnam. By the time he came back from Vietnam, Frank was had passed, and a lot of brothers,
And Wendy got married, and the son-in-law them were right.
So, like I said, everybody had to go buy their Cadillacs from the Canards because Frank Kent wouldn't sell, you know, to the. But back in the 30s, back in 30, 34, it's all on YouTube. They sold. It was the African Americans that had saved
Cadillac.
That's what I was going to say, because everybody had a Cadillac back then.
Yeah.
We're going to pause right now. We're going to have our fashion by Kimberly. If Otis give her some good music, and then we're going to come back and hear a little bit more
Kimberly, if you need
of Dr. L.A.
security
All
or
righty.
anything in the future coming up, just let me know.
Thank you.
We're going to rule out all the hardships.
Hook him up there. Just hook him up there.
Thank you.
Why you rushing my song?
Man. All right.
I like to think I'm the plug.
Okay, so today,
Larry, she looking at you like you crazy.
They got a brother-sister relationship.
what am I do with him? What am I do with Larry?
All righty.
You
Kimberly.
should have stopped him, bouncer. Okay, so I decided to wear my ripped jeans today.
Now, Kimberly got these.
Navy jacket.
Now, she looks awesome, guys. If I could just, she got the stack jeans, but it's the underleggings that kind of make it really pop. It gives that sophistication, you know. So you got the flare leg, the barrel bottoms back. If you just kind of raise your pants leg up for them to let them see those, yeah. Man, they was wearing them back in the 70s. Man, my brother had a pair of white ones with the red trim, with the red and white suit. You know, it's just
Don't have her going up in your brother's house.
No, man, it's just the business. It's just all business attire. It's just all
I
business
tell you,
attire.
LA, you sound pretty good.
LA,
Like
we
you
gonna have to have you
doing a
back.
fashion
Yeah,
show.
we need you back, LA. Yeah.
It's all business. Well, you know, when it comes to fashion, fashion is just an expression of who you are, and you can tell who Kim is from the
Who
time.
am I, LA?
Who is she, LA? Who it is?
Who am I, LA? Tell me who I am.
Man, everything says it. Everything says it.
Can't tell her nothing.
I don't believe that.
Larry always hating on me. Larry, don't hate Larry.
That's what makes this show so much fun, because we can laugh and just do our thing. Go ahead, girl. Do your thing.
Oh, and I'm representing the Navy.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Navy
I
also.
saw
I
that.
like that.
I saw
Yes,
that.
yes.
In the Navy.
My son, Severin, Sebastian, Tavana,
Right.
Victoria, Xavier. I got like 5 Navy sailors.
Navy in the house. All right.
Thank you, LA. I appreciate it. We're going to have you back.
I mean, you really did a good
Did he
job.
not?
on that.
Yes, yes.
I want to talk about our
Don't be rushing my conversation.
No, I want to know, Larry, before you get your commission. I never did hear how you really started. Who inspired you to do the shoes and the boots?
Yeah.
Well, the first thing I said was the old man.
I know the old man, but was the old man doing the shoes?
He
and
was
boots?
running. That was the first.
The first job.
Keep in mind, Evans Avenue. What we know as Evans
Well,
Avenue
bustling
right now
business.
Yeah.
is the historical district of Fort Worth.
Right.
But it was also a lot of African American businesses
in
from
there.
Evans,
Mhm.
Berry, all the way down to Turl.
Mhm.
You had
Wow.
Pinkston Funeral Home. You had Pappy Clemens Bell's bombing. You had the double feature, the sandwich shop, John Lilly, all those places.
Flint drug store.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything was just black owned all the
Black
way
owned.
back up
Yeah,
to
'cause
Berry.
they had that
Because
one place
Rogers
up there like
Hughes
that,
was
that catfish
supposedly
place that was
one
over
of the
there,
first
too.
black millionaires in Fort Worth. He owned about 200 houses.
Wow.
Wow.
200 houses. The house he lived in is still standing. It's falling
And
down.
he is the only one that I see. Now, there's some other, but he also has a marker right in front of Opal Lee's administrative office.
Okay.
So a lot of the black millionaires that have been prominent business owners, that's why that museum that's coming up is so significant, because it's a monarch.
That's gonna be
It's a
nice.
monarch and a symbol for the African American business owners in Fort Worth who have paved the way.
Yes.
You know, we just got a lot of people who treat businesses like it's a hustle.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to pay no
Well,
taxes. They want a lot of
they want-
write-offs. They
wanna
don't
be
want to do
small.
anything. They want to be small.
How they can recall this.
They wanna
we
be
knew
small.
each other. And when I transitioned business, I was a professional corporate guy wearing suits. Next
Yeah.
thing you know, I got on a workout uniform.
I mean, that's just the transitions.
Yeah.
I think that God takes us through a refining period.
Okay.
You know, where He removes all that that drop, I guess, off us,
Right.
for us to go through that period to where we can. Man, when you got out the car early, man, I just saw a whole total different person, bro.
He's still crazy.
I mean, you can sit here, you can joke, you can go through
Oh, talking
all.
about Larry.
Now, just backing up a minute.
Yeah.
I saw a
Larry's
total different person.
Uh-huh.
I seen the expression that I haven't seen in a while. I remember I was saying this last night. Man, I know it was just a couple of years ago, bro. You was on Miller right there at the Fiesta at the bus terminal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Real
yeah,
talk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
My
this
car
when I
broke
say
down, yeah.
this is when I say about life's ups and downs and how real.
Yeah.
My pastor told me that. Told another pastor when he tried to drop some salt on me. He told me, he said, "No, it ain't nothing that you can tell me about LA. But if ain't nobody in this congregation got my back, he got my back."
All right, say it.
Okay? Now, I was incarcerated defending my home back in, I think, October last year. It was my pastor who put up $500 and another homeboy, another black business owner who put up $500 to make my bond. You know, it was 6 grueling days that I had to spend on the floor in that county jail. I had an anxiety attack. My blood pressure went out the roof. There's some things that I had learned about myself that I didn't know.
No.
I
Okay.
didn't know at the time that I had suffered from anxiety. I didn't know that I had suffered from PTSD.
All right.
I didn't know that I had suffered from all those mental illnesses that we are so afraid of to talk about.
Right.
So once I got the strength to discuss those things after, you know, because sometimes we can allow those depressions and things to
Yes.
throw us into that pit.
Sometimes we let the outside forces, because you said the person you saw before.
Yeah.
See, it wasn't my winning season
No.
again.
No.
See, he's always driving Porsches.
Yeah.
And this season,
I mean,
wasn't
not
mine.
just driving Porsches, bro. Larry, man, listen, I don't think you understand, bro. I mean, from a little boy coming up, but long before you inherited the business, man, you are something that we all looked up to in our community.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I
That's
mean, when we hit
awesome.
them basketball games and them games, it was the attire, just like it's the attire today. It was a head-to-toe fashion then, and it's a head-to-toe fashion now.
Yeah.
I understand that a lot of our guys want to run out here and do what
Come
they
on.
do, but man, when it comes to African-American culture, and when I looking back in the days when they was sicking and hosing us down and sicking dogs on us, man, all them folks had on their Sunday
Yeah,
outfits.
it was that only suits.
Wow.
But see, we got a proud community. We got a lot of rich history and value, but we don't understand it and we don't embrace it.
Well, a lot of times do y'all talk about it? Because I'm not
I know.
from here.
I communicate with.
That's why this was important for me today. It gave me an opportunity to let those that's watching, and trust me, they watching.
Oh, they watching.
They've been watching.
Yeah.
They've been watching. And this show, this show is not just a show for me to just be sitting up here trying to, acquire some recognition. Man, I've been in this town 59 years. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't nothing. It's not a street. I feel like it ain't an alley. It ain't nowhere I can't go.
Okay.
North, south, east, and west. The mayor know me. The chief of police know me. Dallas and Fort Worth. A lot of city council members know me because I have been the one that's been trying to merge the gap between our relationships. Right. It started with our previous chief, and I'll never forget when he asked, I had the opportunity to speak there at Mount Olive, and the NAACP member said, "Oh, you got 30 seconds." And Chief Fitzgerald told him, "Oh, no."
He was a good guy. He was a good guy.
Oh, no. I want to hear what he got to say.
All right, then.
And I know we're about to bring this thing to a close, but, man, we owe ourselves and our community as residents a whole lot more than what we putting forth.
And we have to speak up and participate in what's going on in this city so we can have our say-so.
Because, Puff Daddy right now is sitting in a jail cell. But, boy, if you would go back and listen to some of the things that he was expressing and what his agenda was, and I understand that he didn't have the influence that others thought when it come to the marketing ability. But, man, listen, we can go back and examine and take a personal stock of everyone's shortcomings and not emulate them same mistakes. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's why our relationship, Larry, is important. Right. You know what I'm saying?
We've all had a great relationship.
Because, look, man, I don't think we've ever had a falling out. When I think about some of the cats that I've had to fight and squabble and just had to just turn on, because like I tell my homies now, they see it. They couldn't see it back then. You know what I'm saying? I said, man, I had to get out there for y'all because y'all didn't have the courage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. When we look at the Wizard of Oz, you know what I'm saying? Who was that little coward, the little cowardly lion? Well, I was surrounded by a bunch of the cowardly lions.
They're loud, but they ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah. I was surrounded by them. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I actually have been, when I say I am Southside finest, I am Southside. My DNA is Southside.
Woohoo! All right.
And we watch a lot. Wait, let me say this. And we let's see, in our community, we got a lot of pretenders. Talking loud, ain't busting the grape. See, I grew up in Highland Hills, but I was always on the south side. I was just from here because that's where my cousins live.
Everybody came to the south.
Everybody. And I ain't never ran from it. I'm not afraid of my community, okay? Because this is what I knew about my community. We had some good people.
All the commercial business was on the south side. Keep in mind, south side is 5 minutes from downtown. African Americans couldn't come past Allen. Because if you wasn't working between Allen and Berry, which is all white residential area, you were going to jail. Okay? So let's get that said. So with that said, again, us as African American members of our community have a commitment, that we should all find something. I'll tell everyone, every young man that's up there with Pastor Felton Jenkins up there at Morningside Middle, and they talking about them kids can't read. When the last time y'all took them to the library? Y'all take them to them game rooms. Y'all take them to the circus. Help me to understand, how can a child between 1 and 3 open up a phone, download the app, play a cartoon between 3 and 9? They can't go in school and apply that same cognitive skill to a book.
That's right.
Yeah.
But they can learn all that.
But then I hear these mamas and these daddies talking about, I'm a kill. How you gonna kill behind ignorance?
Come on.
How we gonna lose our whole civilization? If this thing continues to fall the way it's going. There's one book that everyone should read in their lifetime. Chancellor Williams, The Destruction of Black Civilization. It talks about how Nzinga, which we know as, what was that little Black Panther movie was all regarding, how she fought off the Portuguese to keep them getting colonized back then. Man, some of these people need to go back and read some of our great history. But they always got this excuse, I don't want to go back there. Why not? God told me, man, you weren't even born when Kennedy came to Fort Worth. right there around the corner is a big old plaque Kennedy said about the people of Fort Worth.
Mm-hmm.
We're a resilient people.
That's true.
The bounce back is real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What make a man today is when he's able to pick himself by his bootstraps in spite of all the odds and walk with his head up proudly and be a proud ambassador of our community, man. And that's what I see in you. That's what I see in myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, thank God to the JPS network.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God to my psychiatrist and all those other people that helped me along the way.
I commend you, man. In our community, as black men, we don't want to say we got problems. We don't want to say issues. I deal with stuff too.
Wow. This is
After you lose everything, $1 million of managing the business, you won't be too happy either.
We're going to have to do a part 2 with this here young man here, boy. I tell you, this is awesome. Larry, you can bring in some good people. You know that?
You know, I reached out to LA because he was genuine.
I like this.
Genuine, active in the community, and he's an example of.
Yeah.
We've said it every time I ever met him. Don't quit, won't quit. He's an example of
So
not quitting.
what would you tell our audience before we close? What would you tell them?
Listen, we're responsible. Our biggest obligation is to our children.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, we got a lot of non-profit organizations that are working with these kids. Y'all getting these proceeds from the federal government. Our biggest library has closed downtown Fort Worth.
Yeah.
All those fascinating books that I read was actually in Brazoria County on Clemens Unit where they housed the 10, 12, and 14-year-olds. They caught those capital murder cases, books that hadn't been checked out since the 60s and the 70s. Wow. I mean, listen, man. Everything we need right now, the tools that we need, man, you can do. If you haven't downloaded AI, artificial intelligence, what are you waiting on? If you got a problem, if your children got a problem now, man, listen, there's no parental excuse.
Yes.
There's no parental excuse
That's
now.
right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm running and operating my business in corporate America on AI.
Yeah.
I'm running and operating my business in corporate America on God's grace and mercy.
Yes.
That's the only bankroll I need.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the only bankroll I need.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Everything I get out today is because of the desire, you know, to put forth that forward motion, that energy, that effort.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? So to all those, the listening audience, man, that got there that's responsible for raising our kids today, and I just want to say before I close, man, I'm sorry for Chucky. I know he lost his life out there at Forest Hills. His daughter lost his life due to that little thing, just a couple within the last 24 hours. So the community is devastated because he was one of those prominent figures that just was just a positive people, just a positive dude all the way around the board. So yeah, that was in Forest Hill. I think maybe Sunday, maybe Sunday night, Sunday evening, Sunday afternoon. Not sure about the timetable, but it was the local rapper that was. Him and his daughter was gunned down in Forest Hill at a car wash. So I know the community is devastated, man. It's heartless, man. It's a lot of heartless crimes that are being committed in our community, man. We just got to stay prayed up, and we just got to continue to work along with and side by side in collaboration with each other. No business is going to survive without a collaboration, without a merger, without the reaction of the community itself.
All right. Thank you so much, Larry, for bringing LA on the show tonight. I have really been blessed and inspired. Larry always bring good people to the show, and I commend him because Larry is a good person. A little bit, but he's still a good person.
Yeah.
We love Larry. We love Talk Business with Larry, and he has some more exciting guests that's going to be coming on the show. But LA, I would love for you to come back.
Yeah, we'll come back. We'll come back.
I
We're
want
going to circle back
you to
around.
come back and speak more. You are very Eloquent speaker.
Without
I love
Larry.
that.
I get it, Kim.
Thank you.
I see the network here. I see the collaboration here. I see the collaboration.
Yeah, and I want you to come back.
Larry might be very fond of you in a hidden way, and that's just because when I was like that about the little girls that I had a little fascination and attachment to, I would always tease them too.
Tell it, LA.
I always tease them. My
We
partner's
hear
on my
it
line
first.
asked me, who is that? Who is she?
I see, we hear it live on the Talk of Life Talk Show with Elma. All right.
Hey, Elma.
We gonna hear.
Boy, it's been a pleasure too.
We have really enjoyed this. I mean, I felt the spirit in it. I thought I was gonna get up and shout. But anyway, it's always good to have
But you open it up with Ephesians, though.
Oh yes, we love
open it
that.
up.
You know.
I mean, listen, it's not what I know. It's just that, sometimes, I guess the most important thing that each and every one of us should all understand that you must have a solid foundation and a church home.
What you say? What you say? Well, we heard on the talk show that Larry said he's gonna join.
I'm going to Sunday. I'm going to Sunday.
We gonna say,
You go.
but you know one thing about the church that I and my husband work together, pastor. We don't have to wait till Sunday morning to let people join the church.
Right.
You can join right here tonight if you want to.
Hey,
Matter of fact,
I don't have no fear.
baptism starts at 7 o'clock.
So that's what we can do. We don't have no problem with that. But I have really enjoyed. I tell you, this LA, I know about he said LA, I would think about Los Angeles.
Yes.
But I tell you, this LA here,
Your
you
birthday.
are awesome.
Thank you.
Very
Thank you.
awesome.
Yeah,
I
man.
love your
Hey,
spirit.
wait a minute. You know what?
What?
Me and him have another connection.
What's up the connection?
Is this going to be another
LA's
show?
life partner. I had a crush on her when I was a little boy.
Oh.
Oh, your business.
Okay.
She's a wonderful lady. She was one of the first black graduates from Everman.
Oh, okay.
And when I was a little boy, she knows. I always told her when I was a little boy, I had a crush on.
We gonna end it with him with a little crush.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll pick up on the next show whenever he comes and talk about his crush. But LA, thank you so much.
Thank you.
But before we
thank
go,
you.
I want to introduce you to one of the most fabulous photo booths. One that takes memories forever. The most beautiful pictures, and all those pictures that you see on our show come from the Kirk booth. So rent your photo booth from the Kirk booth, www.thekirkbooth.com. Well, we have memories forever. We do quinceañeras, family reunion, school projects, job fairs, headshot. I mean, weddings is our most wonderful. So when Larry get married again, we will make sure that the Kirk booth will be there. Okay? And then I'm gonna marry Larry. I'm gonna make sure my husband and I be right there to marry him. But anyway, and also if you need t-shirts, plaques, or fans or whatever, please check us out at www.kirkinspirations.com. We can make you the most fabulous hoodies, t-shirts, fan plaques like the one you just seen tonight. We can do it up for you. So check us out. And remember, we're here every Monday and Thursday with fun and laughter. And we have complaints on this show from Otis to Kimberley and now Larry, I tell you. But anyway, tune in on Mondays and Thursdays. We have a good upcoming show. Larry will be back on next Monday with another inspiring guest. May God bless you and keep you until we see you what? Face to face. All right. Thank you, Larry.
FaceTime.